Jay Weidner is with us this hour. It's always a real pleasure to talk to Jay, not just because he's a friend of mine, but he really gets it. And a lot of you are big fans. He has helped enlighten many, many people around the world about what's going on. And what's going on is just amazing to watch. The chaos, the levels. In this Charlie Hebdo attack, it is obvious that there are so many pieces of the puzzle laying all over the tabletop that you can sit down and have a lot of fun trying to glue these things. No, not glue them. They'll probably change. Mossad is written all over this thing. The Mohammed Atta untouched, immaculate passport in the streets of New York after the 9/11 catastrophe. The ID card of one of the alleged 3 assassins that went in and took care of much of the Charlie Hebdo staff, but not all of it. They put out a new edition today with the Prophet Muhammad shown on the front cover with a tear in his eye. A lot of Muslims didn't like that. 5 million editions came out. A lot of writers, a lot of cartoonists especially, have been, shall we say, chastened a bit. They're a little afraid now. Believe me, freedom of speech and freedom of expression are very easy to eradicate, if not put back in the corner somewhere, which is what's going on. This is a contrived event, no question about it. I can't tell you who contrived it or how it was pulled off, but I can tell you it didn't just happen at the hands of a group of 3 fanatics who didn't like a magazine, which is the simple front-page story version of reality. Hello, Mr. Weidner, and welcome back. How are you, Jay?
I'm good. I'm really good. I like your bumper music. I thought it was like the psychedelic version of Flight of the Bumblebee.
Yeah, it wasn't really music. It was just sound.
Yeah, right.
Sound. Yeah, I found that and kind of glued it together and had Todd make it go up and then go down and go up and go down. Real creative stuff. Yeah. Anyway. Where are the wonderful days of 2001? Stanley Kubrick.
When you could smile and laugh and make
jokes. You could laugh and smile, yeah.
We used to make fun of, remember when we used to make fun of people? And
yeah.
There's no time for that anymore.
No time. No time for much of anything anymore. No. It's really happening fast. I'm not saying it's all orchestrated, but the general impetus of it is quite clearly crafted and turned loose. And they have their supercomputer, virtual Earth, virtual United States, virtual Europe. They know what's going to happen before they introduce these events into the mainstream mix of what they call consciousness now. They know in advance, and it's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, and then when you, of course, that's what's going on here is that we're beginning to recognize each event as being false faster than the previous event.
It is.
Yeah.
Not giving anybody a chance to sit and ponder much of anything.
No.
Boom. What happened to Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein's Paradise Island? Gone from the news. Never mind that Slick Willie was obviously a visitor, probably a very frequent visitor. What is his phone number? Appeared 26 times or something like that in Epstein's computer?
21 different phone numbers.
Yeah.
For Bill.
Yeah.
So Bill has a phone with 21 different phone numbers.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, well, he's guarded by the Secret Service SS 24/7 anyway. They'll do whatever he wants. Listen, here's another weird one. Now, I don't want to read into this because I don't like to go into dark and dirty corners, but what is Stephen Hawking doing on Jeffrey Epstein's island at dinner? I've got a color photograph of that up on the site today. Is there
it conjures an image that I'd rather
No, I don't want to go there. No, thank you. But I mean, seriously.
But think about it. I mean, okay. So it's obviously Epstein's thing is a compromise operation. They've even admitted that there's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay. So what is Stephen Hawking? Stephen Hawking is the establishment pro-Einstein.
He's the mouthpiece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's stopping all the real science from getting out because he attacks it. He's, who is Stephen Hawking anyway? How do we even know who's in control of that voice? I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, who's in control of that voice of that guy that's in the wheelchair? Really?
That's right.
And we don't know.
Did you see the movie?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yeah, it was all right. But
I'm not interested. But
I'm not interested. I'm not a big Stephen Hawking fan. But again, in some way, he was compromised, and I'd rather not think about that. But this is what this is all about.
That should be your next film. Just call it Compromised, and show how everybody is set up. I remember. Now, I was, of course, except me and you, I was told by someone who knows a very wealthy man in Las Vegas who owns a hotel, and he had a very strong interest in a certain field, and he would invite the best of the best in that field to come stay in Las Vegas and give talks, and they would all stay in his hotel. Now, what do you think might have happened in the hotel room where they stayed, and how much video was rolling, how many mics were in there, and how many women were sent in there to offer,
or men,
or
girls,
Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you name it. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's and this friend of mine told me that he, well, I can't remember exactly, but I think he was aware of the fact that there was an enormous library of video of the brightest and biggest names in this particular field that had been visitors to the hotel. Now, this is how they control. And, folks, we've talked about AIPAC, the American Israeli Political Action Committee, and how much power they wield and how easy it is to... You take somebody in Congress, a rookie senator or rookie congressman, out to dinner with a couple of good-looking women as escorts, just with his friends, put something in his drink. He wakes up the next morning in a hotel room, not injured, not harmed, no idea what really happened to him. But then he gets a little tiny piece of digital video sent to him or otherwise dropped off, which shows him in a rather poor light, shall we say. And they own him from that day on. It's that easy, folks.
Yeah, it's what happened is that Meyer Lansky called all the mob together after he and Bugsy Siegel had taken it over in the 40s, and he picked up a Bolex movie camera with one hand and a machine gun with the other, and he said, which one is more powerful? And everybody thought the machine gun was more powerful, and he said, wrong.
Oh, wrong.
Camera. And
Bugsy did that?
No, that was Meyer Lansky.
Meyer, well, he was the shrewdest of the shrewd.
Yes, he was the true genius.
Yeah.
Of the mob.
See, everybody thinks the Sicilians ran the mob. No, the Jews ran the mob.
No, absolutely. It was absolutely Meyer Lansky and Bugsy Siegel who took it over from Lucky Luciano. Lucky Luciano...
He was expelled from the country.
That's right. And they took over, and they're the ones who decided it wasn't they, it was Meyer Lansky, who decided to turn it into a corporation, that was the way to run it.
Just doing business.
That's right, and then take over businesses through shakedowns mostly, and throwing rocks through windows, and that kind of thing.
Fear, scare.
Yeah, fear. Well, exactly, and what 9/11 was. It was insurance.
It was a big rock through a big window.
Exactly.
Look at the mileage they get out of killing 2,700 people. I'm sorry for the loss of life. We all are. All good people are. But seriously, I think either one or two or no Jewish Americans or dual citizen Jews died that day. They all stayed away from work. Okay? We know the story now. We get it. We know what's going on. And look at the mileage, though. We kill 40,000 people a year dead on America's highways. Nobody says crap about that. You kill 2,700 in full view of the world on live television.
And everything in the world changes.
They do.
Everything. Well, we get Homeland Security, we get the Patriot Act, we get 2 wars going on, a never-ending military. But, I think, I don't know. People are waking up. The fact that they caught on to what was going on in France so quickly,
They're waking up, Jay, but and that answers your earlier observation, which is right on, that the pace and speed of the events of these things now has been ratcheted way up to keep people from focusing and further distilling the raw data and coming up with really good scenarios. So you got too many.
Well, we do, but we really have to come to the conclusion that what we're dealing with here is a crime problem. We're not a terrorist problem, not a
correct. Correct.
It's a crime.
Terrorism
problem.
is a controlled and manipulated operation.
Yeah, what it is it's trauma-based mind control. It's where what they do is they cause so much trauma to us that we have cognitive dissonance. In other words, a reality, something that we were sure was a reality, we were shown that the exact opposite, and we cannot make the two go together.
They don't fit.
And then we're dazed, walking around like a deer in the headlights, and that's where they want us. And that's what's going on.
That's where they got us.
And that's where they got us. And
when they own the media. Hey, look, I've looked at a little television in recent months.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, my God. I can't believe
I have
it.
too, actually.
The power of it is overwhelming. I don't know what they're broadcasting, but it's certainly visual. The colors, the pacing, the camera shot, the writing, it's all amphetamine. It's speed. It's boom, 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 boom. And then on top of that, you've got the EMF aspects. I don't know what they're unfolding and embedding into it, but I cannot easily tear my eyes away from the damn screen. That is a real alarm. Big time.
Yeah, well, they're sending it through, first they're sending it through all these programs, the visual programs, the Maya 3D, and they're enhancing all the colors, and
they're so bright, it looks like the Wizard of Oz on the yellow brick road.
It does, and they're shooting it in these super high def, not high def, super high def, 4K they call it, so they can go in for, all sorts of close-ups without losing resolution, and they can do all sorts of things. And then what they're doing is they're handing it off to the sound team, and the sound team is going through and they're putting in all sorts of, should we say, scientifically proven sounds that have effects on the listener, and they're buzzing the undertone of the ads with it, and it and the movies and the shows. But it is raw, and it is abrasive beyond belief.